Hey everybody, it's KLG24601 here, bringing you another CCL battle. This week my opponent is Lee, or N7 Ryujin, coach of the Cherrygrove Charizards. The team I brought this week was Swampert, Archeops, Victini, Megaseptile, Skuntank, and Sylveon, while he brought Garbodor, Tyranitar, Zapdos, Cofagrigus, Hitmontop, and Haxorus. And it wasn't quite what I was expecting. His team is different than I was expecting. I was really scared of Mega Alakazam, so I prepared a lot for that, and it wasn't there, so kind of left my team a little weak in some other areas. And I was hoping that he would be so thinking I was going to prepare for the Haxorus that he wouldn't bring it, but he brought it. So I was a little nervous there. But this is a really good battle, so let's get right into it. Okay, so Lee is issuing a challenge. Grampa Lee here. I send out In Your Swamp, the Swampert, and he sends out Stinky Hug, the Garbodor. He withdraws, and I decide that I'm just gonna make the safe play, go for Earth Power, but he switches out, predicting that into Zapdos. So just avoids that. Then he goes for Hidden Power Grass here, and gets a critical hit. This is an Assault Vest Swampert, and I, not predicting that he had Hidden Power Grass, did not go for the Mirror Coat I had, which I should have, and I almost did, and I regret it very much. But, so I switch out, because I cannot handle that anymore, and he goes for Heat Wave, predicting my switch, but not knowing what I'm going to switch into. So I just switch in my Sylveon, which is bulky. And then he switches out here, and I decide to just go for Calm Mind, I believe. Do I go for Calm Mind here? Sends out Hug Mummy, the Cofagrigus, and I go for Calm Mind, yep, because I just want to get my setup started so I can kill things. I just want to kill things. And have my leftovers, because leftovers is great. Then I go for Hyper Voice here to gauge how much it does after a Calm Mind. A little over half. I was hoping it would do more, but this thing's super bulky. He burns me with Will-O-Wisp, which isn't great, because it'll keep whittling down my health a little bit, but I have leftovers and Wish, so I'm not too concerned right now about it. But he has leftovers as well, making it so that I probably wouldn't be able to kill him with another Hyper Voice, which is kind of scary. I go for Wish here, trying to gauge what he's going to do to me, but he goes for Pain Split, thinking that I'm going to hit him and do damage, and so he would get more health back from that than he did, and take more health away from me, but I went for the Wish to play it safe, which worked out really well for me, so he didn't get too much of my health. And then leftovers, burn, all racking up at the end of the turn there. I go for Calm Mind again, since I know he probably can't do much to me, and I'm just gonna get a Calm Mind set up while he goes for the Wish. Well, I get my Wish back. Then he goes for Pain Split again, predicting me to hit him, and actually gives me a little bit of health because I did not hit him. Now I'm back up to full. He gets leftovers, and then I get hit by the burn. Then he switches out, knowing that he can't do much to touch me. And he switches in to the Garbodor, and I go for another Calm Mind. And then I make what was a very risky play. I predict that I estimate that this thing is not going to kill me with whatever it wants to do to me, even if it throws out a Gunk Shot. I don't think it's going to kill me, because I'm super bulky. I'm bold, max HP, max defense. Then he goes for Gunk Shot, and just barely doesn't kill me, and I go for Psyshock. And I destroy this Garbodor's life. Just goes right back into its pile of trash home, and I get more leftovers, and then get burned, which I'm pretty sure kills me here. Nope, doesn't kill me here. He sends in Hug Mummy, and since I know I'm faster, I decide I'm just gonna Hyper Voice, and I was thinking it was gonna kill, but it doesn't, because this thing's super bulky. Then he goes and hexes me, which is obviously gonna kill, because poor bulky Sylveon isn't bulky enough to take a Hex at 5 HP. I very few Mons would be a neutral hit at 5 HP from a decent thing. But I bring in Victini, and I go for Dazzling Gleam, because I know it's going to kill this Coffagrigus, in case he wants to make some fancy switch. Then he brings in Hugburb the Zapdos, and I try to bluff the Scarf here, or Specs, or whatever he wants to think I am, and I go for Dazzling Gleam again, but it doesn't do as much as I want it to do. Oh, I was so bummed. I was thinking, oh, that should do more, but it didn't. And then he goes for Roost, as I went for another Dazzling Gleam, which messes me up quite a lot. So I decide here that might as well go for V-Create. I'm invested into attack, stab, super high power move. That should probably kill, right? It just barely doesn't kill. And he goes for Air Cutter that turn, which still doesn't kill me with my lowered defenses. But I switch out, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to be slower now that I'm not actually Scarfed. And he goes for Air Cutter, and it doesn't do much to my Skuntank because it's my special wall, but he gets a crit, which he told me after he was Scope Lens Air Cutter. He likes to do that. And he goes for Roost, predicting my Sucker Punch or just getting health back, but I don't go for Sucker Punch. I went for Pursuit, thinking it was going to switch out, try to preserve this thing since it couldn't do much to me. I was wrong. I can't do much to it either. So he goes for Roost, and then he goes for Roost, and I just try to attack it, get damage off on it, go for Poison Jab. Maybe I can poison, get in a little bit more chip damage over time, and I don't get the poison, get my Black Sludge. I Sucker Punch because I figured he wasn't going to Roost at high health, so might as well get my damage in before he attacks, and then he Hate Waves me. It's an intense animation, like how it shakes the whole screen. That's insane. But then he switches out, and I decided at this point that I needed to switch out because I wasn't going to win the war against the Zapdos. So I switched into my Sceptile. I was hoping that he was just going to go for something. I think I was predicting a Roost, and then I wasn't sure if he was going to switch out or not once I brought my Sceptile in against the Tyranitar, so I decided to just assume he was going to stay in and go for a great hit against it, which would have been Drain Punch, which is now hitting the Zapdos for still a fairly good amount of damage, considering that it's a resisted move, not stab. But then I kill Zapdos with the Rock Slide, thankfully enough, because if I didn't kill that thing, it would have been bad. Then he sends in Dizzy Hug here, the Hitmontop, and he intimidates me, which is a huge bummer because I am a all-physical Sceptile. I switch out because being physical, I don't want to deal with that Intimidate, and I send out my Swampert just to sack it off. He goes for Mach Punch, and it doesn't kill because I'm bulky. But he goes for Mach Punch and kills me again. He doesn't kill me again. He goes for Mach Punch again and kills me. So I switch my Sceptile back in, and still kind of fearing that he might have Ice Punch, but given that he's kept going for Mach Punch at this point, I assume he's banded, which I don't know why, because it didn't do nearly enough damage for it to be banded, but he could be bulky and banded. But I go for a Swords Dance and go for Leaf Blade thinking it would kill. It doesn't kill. Then I get hit by Rocky Helmet. And then he close combats me. And that is a dead Sceptile. Gets a crit. Crit didn't matter. But his defenses are lowered, so I gotta hope I can bring something in to take care of this stupid freaking fighter. That's Little Dance. He switches out into Tyranitar, which is not Sandstream. It is Unnerve, which is nice. And I go for Earthquake. I am Scarfed, and I locked myself into Earthquake because I know it's going to hit the Tyranitar really well, and it'll do decent against the Hitmontop. All my other moves are resisted by Hitmontop, so I went for Earthquake because Zapdos is no longer around. I Earthquake, and the Tyranitar, he switches out into this, intimidates me, and I Earthquake. Doesn't quite kill because it's super bulky. He Mach Punches me, hoping to get me into defeatist range, but with a bulky set it isn't going to do enough. Then I Earthquake again to knock this thing out. And this next turn is the most clutch turn I've ever seen. He switches in to his Tyranitar and doesn't set up the sand again because he's unnerved, which is really nice. And I go for Earthquake. And I was hoping it would kill even after they intimidate, but it doesn't kill. And then he goes for Stone Edge and misses. Oh, you have no idea how much I freaked out when that Stone Edge missed. I was like, maybe I can win this now. Am I about to win this? Can I win this? And then I Earthquake again, and Tyranitar is down. And now I just have to, all I have left to deal with is his Haxorus, which I'm really scared of because I know I'm intimidated, and an Earthquake probably isn't going to do that much. And I've just got to hope this thing doesn't set up all over me while I'm not doing much with my Earthquake. And I Earthquake, and I do like 25 to 30%. He Rock Slides me, and that's going to take me out because I'm an Archeops. I'm pretty frail. And Haxorus is just a freaking destroyer of worlds. So I send out my Skuntank, hoping to get in some Sucker Punch damage, but he goes for Swords Dance, so I can't Sucker Punch him. And I really wish I had Play Rough instead of Defog, because I was originally supposed to have Play Rough and Defog, but they can't coexist on the same Skuntank, so I didn't do that, and I gave up Play Rough instead of Defog. And then he Earthquakes me and kills me, because after a +2, the Haxorus is definitely going to kill me. So I send in my Victini here, and I gotta hope that this Dazzling Gleam kills. I know I'm going to outspeed, because I know he's not Scarfed, and I kill it with the Dazzling Gleam. And that gives me a 1-0 victory over Grampa Lee. And that, oh, I was so scared. Lee is one of three teams I was fully expecting to lose to in this league, and I was able to pull out a victory against him. He told me later that his Cofagrigus was supposed to have Toxic and a couple other set switch-ups that he forgot to change on his actual team. So there were some things involved on both sides there. But he did crit me with that Hidden Power Grass, and but then he missed the Stone Edge and all that. So I feel like it evened itself out pretty well, even though that Stone Edge was really clutch and I almost died because I was freaking out. Ask anyone who was there, they will be like, what just happened? Be like, he missed Stone Edge, I think I can win! And I just dropped a pen. I should not be playing with pens. Anyway, that was my battle against Lee of the Cherrygrove Charizards, who has a present for his icon for some unknown reason, because he likes to be funny like that. Make sure you follow Lee on Twitter and subscribe to the CCL YouTube. Follow them on Twitter and Twitch. Make sure you subscribe to all the coaches and follow all the coaches on Twitter. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if there's anything you want to see from me, CCL-wise or otherwise. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day. See you all later. Bye!